Hello everyone, and welcome to my British Royal Family official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sovereign Camilla shared her #1 vegetable. They're scrumptious and truly sweet. Sovereign Camilla might have feasted at probably the best foundations on the planet. However, she likewise feels comfortable around a kitchen. Back in 2013, the now Sovereign visited Godolphin Junior School in Swamp, where she sent off English food fortnights Bring Back the REAP project. Annika Mathoru, 8, and Iman Ganamusa, 11, inquired as to whether she develops her own food and what her #1 vegetable is. The canny nursery worker answered, "Indeed I do. We develop all our own vegetables. I think my top choices are broad beans. Be that as it may, I'll let you know what I truly like. I like peas directly from the nursery." Camilla gave a hack to vegetable sweethearts. Assuming you take them directly from their cases, they're delightful, truly sweet. She uncovered that she gets her grandkids involved as well. Camilla has 5 natural grandkids: Lola Parker Bowles, Freddie Parker Bowles, Eliza Lopes and Louise and Gus Lopez. She said, "I take all my grandkids into the nursery and they go through a really long time eating peas." The Imperial Granny added, "They eat them and eat them until they're practically wiped out." In discussion with You magazine in 2022, Camilla uncovered that planting is a major piece of her life. She said, "I in all actuality do in any case cook for myself when at home. Straightforward things like fish and papilote with spread and spices. What's more, vegetables from the nursery: kale, purple-growing broccoli, carrots, courgettes, and heaps of peas and beans, since they freeze so well. I love the vegetable nursery, and summer specifically." She added that she has a specific #1. "I'm extremely pleased with my white peaches. My significant other is a superb groundskeeper, and we're very serious about our products of the soil." In discussion with Mary Berry in 2019, Kate, Princess of Ridges, shared that her little ones are truly adept at eating their veggies. Beetroot is a gigantic #1 of Ruler Lewis, while Princess Charlotte clearly loves Charlotte potatoes. Prior to meeting and going gaga for Ruler Charles, Camilla had a high school sentiment with Kevin Burke when she was only 17. Sovereign Camilla's most memorable love, Kevin Burke, has passed on, matured 77, quite a few years after their sentiment started on the London debutante scene. Mr. Burke died recently, with his burial service because to be held in September, and his family have requested gifts to be made to the English Heart establishment. The pair met when Camilla, then known as Milla Shand, was going to soirees and gatherings as a debutante, following her approaching out party in Knightsbridge in 1965. Mr. Burke, the child of Sir Aubrey Burke, appointee administrator of the airplane maker Vendor Siddeley, was matured 19 at that point. Before Camilla met Ruler Charles, she and Mr. Burke partook in a brief sentiment, despite the fact that he frequently talked affectionately of their time together. In Jessica Jane's memoir, The Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla's Story and Insider Facts, Mr. Burke shared stories of their childhood spent celebrating and delighting. He said, "Consistently we hosted a few mixed drink gatherings to go to, and a dance and 2 or 3 moves to look over at ends of the week in the country. It was the best tomfoolery, and I had the best and most tomfoolery accomplice you might actually want." Camilla was monstrously well known, and despite the fact that she wasn't a stunner, she was alluring and hot. Anyway, it was Camilla who before long continued on from their sentiment, making Miss Burke extremely upset. He said of their split, "I stayed with Camilla all that year. I guess we were enamored and afterwards she dumped me. Why?" Indeed, the short response is that she was having a ton of fun in London. A few years after the fact, in 1973, she wedded her most memorable spouse, Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom she had 2 youngsters, Tom and Laura, before they separated in 1995. Camilla and Charles have now been cheerfully hitched starting around 2005, and she was formally delegated as sovereign on May 6 close by her significant other. Kevin Burke at long last settled down with his most memorable spouse, Peter pastry specialist, in 1987, whom he wedded at 42 years old, having qualified as a sanctioned bookkeeper. They separated from following 14 years, and he then wedded Louisa Ferry, who brought forth their child Max when Miss Burke was 58, with him saying of at long last becoming a dad. It was surprising, however, I'm a fortunate individual. The ruler of Ridges has previously confronted Analysis for not venturing out to Australia to watch the Lionesses play in the last, where they were crushed 1-0 by Spain. Sovereign William has been scrutinized web-based after he neglected to highlight his children in a video that he posted wishing the Lionesses best of luck on the Planet Cup last. In the clasp, William and his girl Princess Charlotte sit on a seat as Charlotte holds a football, with William saying sorry for not coming to Sydney face-to-face, but rather said he was pleased of all that they had accomplished. Charlotte then remarks, "Best of luck, Lionesses," but writer Pornett Chime accepts ruler George and sovereign Louis ought to have been involved as well. She composed on Twitter, "The orientation hall for sports starts quite early in life and supports thoughts that everybody ought to check out men's game, while ladies' game is for young ladies." Awful enough he didn't go to watch the coordinate, not to mention just presenting with his girl. What message does that ship off his young men? As leader of the FA, William got an enormous backfire when he uncovered he wouldn't be travelling to Australia to watch the last face-to-face, which saw Spain beat Britain 1-0 to lift the prize. Following their loss, the sovereign posted a message of help on Twitter, composing, "In spite of the fact that it's the outcome not even one of us needed, Lionesses, you have done yourselves and this country glad. Your soul and drive have enlivened such countless individuals and prepared for a long time into the future. Much thanks to you for the footballing recollections. Congrats to Spain. W." Many have guessed concerning the genuine motivation behind why William didn't make the excursion, with some proposing that he was unable to visit the Federation country before his dad Lord Charles does. The ruler has not ventured out to any ward part state since he climbed the privileged position last September. Others have expressed that because of his environmental certifications, as the organizer behind the Earthshot Prize, William couldn't own the colossal carbon impression of a full circle to Australia for one football match. Song Vorderman additionally pummeled William for not joining in, as well as applauding Sovereign Letizia of Spain, who travelled to Sydney to watch the last. She tweeted, "Sovereign William, leader of the FA, isn't heading out to help the Lionesses on the Planet Cup last, close by a realistic contrasting the expense of the multitude of imperial families in Europe." The telecaster noticed that while the English royals are one of the more costly families, Spain's are the least expensive, but her remarks got blended responses in, with some adage he would have been censured for making the long excursion briefly game. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.